Okay, I think it's going. Um, all right, today is Friday, September 20 something. What is it, 23rd, 24th? I have it up here when I figure it out. The days have just been kind of going a little crazy. Forgive my eyes, guys. It's just been one of those days. But I was thinking heavily on this dream after looking at I think I saw about 3 videos that were talking about abundance. And I said, okay, maybe that's why I didn't release this when I had it, my dream, because I really wanted to know more about it. And even though I did research it, and this time I did ask somebody about it, and but I didn't do. It wasn't led. I wasn't led to say anything. But let's get right into the dream, okay? This dream was actually last year on August the 8th, 2020. Okay. I actually remember it vividly. I don't have to look down to. I only have to look down for certain things. But I walked. There was this room. The door was open, and I walked into this room, and I was standing. I had just crossed the threshold, and there was someone, a man, standing there. I didn't see his face. I knew it was a man because later he did speak. He had on a white, and he had a silver platter in his hand. And I looked around the room, and it reminded me of one of those very old castles, where the walls were like very, very tall, just enormous, and nothing but red and gold tapestry. There was not, it wasn't paint or anything like that. It was literally tapestry. So if you can think back to maybe like what 1200, 1300, or even earlier than that, how the tapestry and the ropes, how the castle walls look. I only know this because, of course, we see pictures when we were growing up, in our books. I don't know what they're doing now, but we used to see a lot of castles and paintings and things like that. And there was nothing but red and gold. It was just it was so beautiful, and the room was kind of big. It reminded you of like a banquet type hall, where people come and feast. And I say that because there was a huge L-shaped um, table. It was very huge, and on top of the table there were these grapes, and these grapes were, if you can imagine, a standard professional size basketball. Think about maybe like 3 or 4 of those all in one. There were just grapes, and you can literally see the vine. They were still on the vine, and they covered the whole entire table. It was a huge room. Okay, let me put it that way. It was a very, very large, huge room, and all I saw was just red and gold. You could just look from the ceiling that was very, very high all the way down, just red and gold. The carpet on the floor was red, and it was like little gold. So just to kind of put you in mind. And I remember just standing there, and like, that's how I felt it in the dream. I was just like, you know, um, and then I saw the man. Didn't see his face. I just saw him in white, and he had, like I said, a big silver platter. And on this silver platter, there was salmon. Salmon, however you want to pronounce it, Salmon. Okay, huge, cooked to perfection. Okay, you saw the herbs, everything, just all over it, and I'm just standing there like salivating, like, are you kidding me? In my head, I'm just looking, and he had it like in front of me, as if to say, here you are. And But what got me was when he lifted the salmon and then he kind of put it on the grapes. And in the dream, okay, that's why I turned the page. I can still see. And in the dream, I looked and said, meat. That's how I said it. I said, meat on top of the grapes. And in a sweeping motion, if you can think of anybody watch The Price is Right or any shows like that, when they like present something, that's what he did. And he just like swept over everything, and he just said, yes, on top of all the grapes. And that's how he said it in the dream. And so I said, oh my God. And then I woke up. So of course, I know that after reading and talking, I actually spoke to someone, a minister, about grapes. And he said that grapes, I'm in the parking lot, guys, so forgive me for glancing off. He said that grapes signify wealth, abundance, plentiful. And I said, okay. So I said, now what about the salmon? And he just kind of said, well, you know, you think about salmon is expensive, you know, a nice piece of meat, whatever. But I kind of felt there was still a little bit more to that. And so some time had passed, and I remember I tuned into a video, it was a while back, in which Priscilla Shirer, is that how you say her name? She was talking, her and her husband was on this talk show, and all of a sudden she mentioned salmon. And I'm just looking, I said, okay. And she said that when you think about it, during the season of migration, they have to go through some turbulent water. And she did her hands like this, you know. And she was saying how they have to fight to get upstream. And she said, however, once they get upstream, the water is more calm. And that's where they have to stop fighting so much, because it's a calm now. And then they can migrate or whatever they do. So I looked it up not long ago, maybe about a month ago, because it was brought back to my memory. And I was like, okay, yeah, I forgot about that dream. And everything just came rushing back, just like now. It was like I had the dream just this morning. And so when I looked it up, there's a video actually of migration. I was like, okay, I don't know why they think to do that then, but it wasn't time, I guess. So I typed in migration of salmon, and you guys can do that too. If I can find a video that I looked at, I'll link it down below so you can actually see for yourself how the salmon not only have to fight the water, but once they get almost upstream, they have to now fight the bears, because, you know, it's season now. So the bears come to feast and eat. And those that pass through, they get to lay their eggs. Okay? They get to lay their eggs, which means more. Fertilize, you know, they were birthing more. And that actually just came to me. Okay. That actually just came to me. So I went back to the dream. I said, okay, so the salmon, Simon, like I said, her, you know, people look kind of iffy and crazy over how you pronounce it. I just say it's good fish. Okay, it's good expensive fish, especially when cooked to perfection. And then the grapes. And I think another reason why I didn't say anything back then, and maybe it was meant to be like that, when I asked someone about it, they questioned me. Are you sure that's what you saw? I was like, yeah. I mean, I saw these huge cluster of grapes. I even went into the Bible and I looked up where Moses sent, you know, men to check out the land, and escrow, I think it is what it was called, escrow. and they found that the grapes were so huge that they had to actually carry it over their shoulders. I even went and found the scripture for that, and I was still questioning, like, are you sure? Well, maybe you saw balloons, you know. That's why I say just kind of be careful. Yeah, you guys out there, be careful who you share your visions and things with, because everybody don't see what you see, and maybe it was meant for me to keep it to myself, and it was a lesson for me. So I don't share a lot of my dreams until like now, when I get this urge to say something. And I know what I saw. I saw the big, huge clusters of grapes, and it reminded me, after reading the Bible, I was like, oh my God. It sounded like what I saw, because it was literally like across the table. And I watched 3 videos since yesterday, YouTube videos, and everyone's talking about it's time for rest, that you pass the test, you know, and you're getting ready to enter into your season of abundance and increase, and your promise, you know, the promises that were made to you, they're getting ready to manifest. So this is my contribution to it. I did have this dream. I'm not crazy. I know I say that my channel is still kind of new, and I know I may say that quite a bit in my first few videos, but I know I'm not crazy. I had this dream on August 8th of last year, and I believe it. I know what I saw. So that's probably why I'm a little teary-eyed today. Well, I've been that way most of the day, and then this came into my memory. So I'm releasing that. I'm releasing this also into the atmosphere. I'm putting it out there, because if it's for me, I know it's for me. I know it's for me. And so if you feel that this is your season also, as everyone always says, and I've always done, I've always prayed. I mean, I literally prayed about it, and trust me, he will let you know. He will put that unction in you, and if you're like me, you will actually see the visions. You will actually hear his voice, and it's your season. Okay, it's your season to be blessed. Remember that song? So I pray that if you were fighting a lot of just a lot of stuff and you're feeling that you're near the end, and it's just been really, really tough, then I pray that you also get this revelation. I pray that my dream that I had blesses you, and yeah, it's our time. All right, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. God bless. Bye-bye.